Cole. Mrs. Cole is one of our fabulous science teachers. She's also a student council leader. Mr. Santo works in our English department and he's our leader of our GTV program. Mrs. Egan, one of our fabulous Espanol teachers, and does a lot of other extracurriculars and clubs that I probably can't name. Right? So without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to them, and they're going to introduce our panel of seniors and the events that we have for today. Thanks, everybody.
I'm Mrs. Cole, and like he said, I'm in charge of student council, and I'm a science teacher here at the high school. I'm actually going to pass this mic over to Joel right now.
Hello guys, as Ms. Cole said, my name is Joel Pruba. I am a senior here at Geneva High School. I'm on stage with my fellow seniors, all very good kids. And today we are going to have a good time. We're going to play some games. You're going to watch us do some pretty stupid stuff up here, and we're just going to have a good time up here. So before we get started, I'm going to need 3 volunteers. 3 volunteers. Okay. There it is. Let's go with you in the black shirt right there. Far back, top right, gray shirt. I see you up there. There you are. And let's go with you right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to hand it off to our Spanish teacher.
Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo están? Okay, I'll stop the Spanish there. I'm Senora Egan, and we're going to start this off with something really ridiculous. How many of you guys watch Ellen at all? Okay. All right. How many of you have seen the fun food competition with Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell involving these? Okay. Well, we're going to do something really silly with our seniors. So we're going to have our 4 brave volunteers come on down. And they are going to be blindfolded. And they are going to be sampling some of the wonderful food that will be available to you guys at the Viking Vendor starting next year. This is somewhere I know my students love running over to the Viking Vendor and grabbing some snacks. And so these guys are going to be tasting some of them, and their job is to describe the food that they're tasting to their partners. Okay, so each set is going to have 2 minutes to describe as many foods as they possibly can to their partners without using the title of the food in their description. So for example, if they take a bite and they're like, this is flaming hot Cheetos, I hate this woman right now, they have to describe it without using the words flaming hot or Cheetos. So it's a little bit challenging. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first 2 volunteers. We've got Blake and Joel as a team, and they're going to put on their really nice sleeping masks right now. Okay, we're going to come to the table. Are we good? Okay. Oh, you can stand. No, I would stand up. It's more fun. So the other trick is they can't use their hands. No. I am. I'm putting a plate in front of your face, and you are eating like you are a pig eating from a trough. This is gonna be fun. Okay. You want to be my timer? Okay. So they have 2 minutes. It's all set to go. Okay. I'm getting the food ready. You guys ready? Oh yeah. Okay. All right, ready for the timer? And you guys need to cheer them on, okay? All right, ready, set, and I'm going to Blake first. Blake. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Red, they swim, fuse fish.
All right, here's one.
Yeah, Joel.
Oh my.
Come on, Joel.
I don't know it. Oh, they're type of fruit. There's the same thing as kids. It's a cow fisher. Sour Patch Kids. What's the other type? Watermelon.
Okay. Way to play.
Oh, I can't even say it. No.
I think they just lost the point because he just said cocktail.
How am I
So.
supposed to use cocktail that's that one?
All right, here we go.
You put it in the microwave, and start as kernels. There it is. Alright. Yeah! Come on, yeah! They're sour, rainbows. Oh, I know what. Strips. Wait, what? I don't know. They also have another thing. Yeah. What's the first word? Sour airheads? No, it's like epic. It's like. Come on, buddy. They're sour. They're long. You know what they are. I don't know what these are.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Dude, we're gonna have to skip. We're gonna have to skip.
No, there's no skip.
There's no skip. Okay. The word starts with an E, man.
Oh, that's cheating.
How is that cheating? Extreme airheads.
Yeah. All right, here.
Man. They come in blue packages. They have like 4 or 5 different things. No. Chex Mix. Yeah.
Oh. All right. Oh, time. All right. What was the grand total? Keep track.
6.
Well, they dropped one. So that was 5. 5 points for the boys. 5 points for the boys. I suppose we should introduce this guy. This is Victor. Victor the Viking. He's trying to eat a cow tail and it's not working, but maybe you can do that later. All right, we're gonna bring the girls on over. All right. How many of you guys think the girls are going to get more than the boys just did? Okay. Better describing skills, possibly. We'll see. We'll see how they do. All right. Are we ready? All right. Addie's going first. Okay. Ready? Set. Go. No hands? No hands?
Chocolate, I couldn't find it. Rainbow. Cosmic Brownie.
Yes.
It's not. It's like a dog is what? Like a. yeah. Oh, animal. Correct. Yeah.
Where is it?
Chocolate again. Black and white. Oreo. Really good. Yeah. Really good. Yeah.
Cowtail.
Fish. Swedish fish. Yellowy. You know, like a yellow fish.
Okay, now that.
Come on. Yellow. Goldfish. Okay.
That doesn't.
Oh no. Disgusting. Is it? Something. Is that it? Yeah, I smelled it. It's not gonna bite that one. Oh, it is.
How much time's left, Sophia?
30 seconds.
Oh, no,
I have no idea what it is. Come on, yeah. I think. Shoot, I don't know what it is. To be honest. I think it's like a. Not the name, I guess. It's like a. Oh, actually, it is. Let's go. Like you can give them like a jewel and it's like little. It's a little like that.
applause. Nice job. Okay. So these are all things that you guys can buy at the Viking vendor starting next year. Some people apparently don't like the Slim Jims, but if you like Slim Jims, they do sell them. They're there. All right, I'm going to hand it off to Mrs. Cole.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm back with my incoming freshmen who are brave enough to be up here with us. We're gonna play Two Truths and a Lie. The purpose of this game is to have fun and learn some things about your new school, Geneva High School. So I'm gonna have my senior panel introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about something they're involved in here with the high school.
All right, I'm Sophie Anastasia. I'm a president of the PLP Club, which is like a peer leadership program. That's part of the reason why some of us are doing this presentation today.
I'm Olivia Lambiazzi, and I'm also part of the peer leadership program.
I'm Anna Kaur, and I'm the president of Leo's Club, which is a volunteer organization.
Hey guys, I'm Mohammed Kadiri. I'm currently involved in NHS and have been involved in Key Club and DECA at my time here at Geneva High School.
Okay, great. So here's how we play. We're gonna have a question, and then our seniors are gonna give us 3 answers to that question. 2 of the answers will be truths, and 1 of them will be a lie. And our incoming freshmen are gonna decide which one is a lie. They get to get a prize. They get to get a prize if they get these correct. So first, I'm gonna have our brave incoming freshmen tell us their names. Caroline,
Ava,
Cheddar. Okay, are you guys ready? Caroline's gonna be first. Here's the question. Are you ready, Caroline? Okay. The question is, what are 3 things we can find inside of Geneva High School?
Secret tunnels,
a swimming pool,
a coffee shop.
Okay, Caroline, are you ready? Do you remember those answers? Okay, do you know which one is a lie?
Swimming pool?
Good job! Excellent. She has already won 1 prize, and we're going to see if she can win 2 prizes today. Okay, one more question. Question is, what are 3 events that happen at GHS?
Brawl in the Hall,
Winter Wonderland,
Viking of the Year.
What do you think is a lie here, Caroline?
Brawl in the Hall?
Ooh, actually, that is an event at Geneva High School. I'm going to have my senior panel talk a little bit about some events that happen here.
Brawl in the Hall is actually in the Commons. It's during wrestling season, and they just have like a tournament set up in the middle of the Geneva Commons, and they just like wrestle each other basically. So that is an event that happens.
and then Winter Wonderland is like a winter formal dance that happens in February, and it's just a fun thing that also goes on in the Commons. And
Okay, great job, Caroline. What you're going to do now is you're going to select one of those buckets, and inside of there's a prize. It could either be something really good, like a free homecoming ticket, or something silly. And you're going to show everybody what you got, okay? Pick any bucket you want. What'd you get? Ooh, what is that? We have some phlegm fingers. How exciting! How exciting! All right, great job, Caroline. Let's give her a round of applause. Next up, we have Ava. Ava, are you ready? Okay, she guesses. Okay, so where might you have class at Geneva High School? Seniors?
The cafeteria,
the mobiles,
The main office.
Okay, do you have your answer? Do you want me to reread those? Okay.
The mobile?
That's... Get that? What do we think?
Sure.
We can give it to her. Okay, yes. So I is the main office. Good job, Amy. Okay. You guys want to talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so we have mobiles at our school and they're outside, so you kind of have to walk outside to get to them. And there's like 6 different classrooms in there, so you might have a class in there and have to go outside.
We also sometimes have like study halls that are in the cafeteria, just if there's too many people for one like class period, we have to extend in the cafeteria.
Great. So she is correct. The lie is the main office. There are no classes in the main office. Okay. Next question, Ava. Are you ready? Okay. Next question is, what are 3 clubs that have existed at Geneva High School? 3 clubs that have existed.
Book club, Quidditch club, Scrubs club.
Okay. Ava, what do you think?
Scrubs club.
She thinks Scrubs Club is the lie. What do we think over here, senior?
We actually do not have a book club at our school. But there are so many different opportunities, and if you did want to start any clubs at our school, you would just have to have a teacher or a supervisor, and you could sponsor to start your club you'd like. And then we do have a Quidditch club, and it's like our Harry Potter theme, and they just like Quidditch in the comics, yeah.
Yeah, so Scrubs Club is like that for people who want to go into a future profession in like the medical field. So it's kind of preparing you to do internships and stuff like that through it. But we do have a lot of opportunities, so you can really find your niche here. And if you can't find it, you can always do clubs.
Okay, so yeah, as our panel said, there are lots of opportunities at the high school. In fact, we had trouble trying to think of a club that didn't exist because there are so many clubs here. So take advantage, like Mr. Rogers said, of all the opportunities available to you. Ava, you get to pick one bucket. Are you ready? And you have to show us what you get. So go on up there. Not the one that's turned over already, but one of the others. Let's see what Ava wins today. Ooh, a t-shirt. Good job. Let's give her a round of applause. Okay, our last contestant is Tanner. Tanner, are you ready? Okay, seniors, are you ready? Okay, here is the question. What are 3 classes you can take at Geneva High School? Remember, we're trying to figure out the lie, right?
Oceanography,
Urban studies,
natural disasters.
Okay, Tanner, what do you think is the lie?
Oceanography.
Wow, Tanner, good job!
Natural disasters is a class that usually you would take like once you've completed earth science and biology and physics. So a lot of seniors take that class. It's more of just studying like the natural disasters of the world, and it's a little bit easier after you take like physics or biology. It's kind of like a break from all that kind of stuff.
and then urban studies is like a social studies class, and you just study kind of like the architecture and the culture behind like cities and stuff.
Okay, great job, Tanner. One more question, okay? Our last question is, which of these countries have been visited by GHS students on school-sponsored trips? School-sponsored. Ready?
Costa Rica,
Tanzania,
Russia.
Which one of those do you think is a lie, Tanner? Are you ready?
Russia?
He thinks Russia is the lie. Is that the lie, seniors? No, actually, we have had a school-sponsored trip to Russia. Have any of you guys been on that trip? Okay, do you want to talk about it? Okay.
So I didn't go on the trip to Russia. That was a GTV trip. I went on a trip to Europe, and they have multiple trips that are offered. Some are offered through history classes, some are offered through language classes, but you can kind of pick and choose. They have ones on spring break, ones in the summer, but I definitely encourage you guys to try and travel. It's a really good experience, and it's a lot of fun.
I also went on a school-sponsored trip to Spain for Spanish, and it was over spring break, and it was really fun, and I really suggest doing that.
Okay, great job, Tanner. Let's give Tanner a round of applause. Let's see what Tanner, oh my goodness, Tanner got the free home chocolate. Let's give our senior panel a round of applause as well. Thank you guys, good job. And I'm going to hand the mic over now to Mr. Santa.
Okay, so now that we've eaten some food from the Viking vendor, which will be open today during your tour, and you've learned a little bit about the high school, it's now time to ask seniors, I'm going to ask all the seniors, questions that you might have had for them about coming to high school. And then I'll start with a very basic question, which seems to hit a question that a lot of you asked. I'm going to start with Mohammed. Realize when you come into the high school on the first day in August, most of you are going to be a little bit nervous. That's understandable, like Mr. King said. But I want to ask the seniors if they recall their first day and kind of what it was like navigating the halls of Geneva High School on that first school day with everybody here. Mohammed, you can go first.
So yeah, I definitely remember my first day here at Geneva High School. I remember it in particular because of the alarm I had for 7 in the morning. Every time I hear that alarm now, it brings back memories, to say the least. But no, yeah, navigating the halls is actually really easy. It's a lot easier than you would think. It's nice because before your first day, you can come in and kind of get to know the school better. So that's what I did. There were a lot of opportunities to do that. I was able to come in and kind of figure out where my classes were and where my locker was and the most efficient way to get from class to class. And on the first day itself, I was kind of lucky because my locker was in the J Hall, which I think you guys will probably walk through on your tour today. And I noticed that if you just walk straight, you'll eventually get to where you're going. But you guys will start to notice that like certain halls are designated for certain classes. You guys will learn your route every day. It'll become a routine. And on the first day itself, there are teachers all over the building and upperclassmen all over the building that are more than willing to guide you to where you want to go. The teachers are also really understanding if you come into a class a little bit late or if you walk into the wrong classroom. It has happened before. You guys are not going to be the only ones, don't worry. But yeah, like I said, everyone's really understanding. There are teachers all over the place that are going to guide you. Feel free to ask them questions. And really within a week, you guys will get your routine down.
Anyone else want to talk about their first day? Blake?
I mean, I walked in thinking like, oh my goodness, I'm nervous. Everyone's like, for some reason I thought everyone was gonna like just notice me, and really, you don't have to be nervous at all. And if you need help, they'll be there. But like, there's so many people in this school that you'll walk in the halls with your friends. If you're walking by yourself, like no one really kind of just notices you unless it's like a friend or a teacher and you say hi and you're just walking by. But like, you shouldn't be worried about like upperclassmen or anything. Like, there's always those, I remember when I was coming in, there was like those horror stories of like upperclassmen are gonna pick on me and stuff like this. It really is not bad at all, and you guys should not be worried about the halls or anything, because the first like week, maybe even 2 weeks, teachers understand that you are probably going to be late to class. Like, this is your first time really being independent around the hallways. You guys don't, I know 8th grade's team centers and stuff, like you will have to start to learn that maybe you need to bring 3 binders to one class because you can't go from like class to locker to class because it's just a whole process that you guys will pick up super quick. It really is not anything to stress about, and everyone is nervous, and you have a right to be, but everything will be easy to catch up on.
I'll just throw one.
Coming into high school on the first day, I was really nervous. So I think that it helped a lot, like going with a friend on the way to school, like driving together, because it kind of like doesn't make it seem as bad because you don't like feel like you're alone. So I just kind of wanted to throw that in.
So right, the first day, it's going to seem a little overwhelming, but there's nothing you really need to be nervous about coming in here. I get getting to classes, which is another big question a lot of you have. So our periods are 50 minutes long. Thursday is a little different because of PLC time. But so you'll have 50 minutes, and in between classes, you will have 5 minutes in between. I know everyone is freaking out that I'm never going to make it from one area of the school to the other in 5 minutes. And on day 1, possibly right. But on day 2, 3, 4, and 5, it will start to get easier. So, who wants to talk about the passing period time? Okay, Olivia.
I was really stressed at first about the passing period times, but I would like rush to class and rush to my locker, and then I would get to class and there would still be like 3 minutes left, and I would just talk to my friends. And now, like, I walk like certain ways with my friends, and like I have time to chat or go to the bathroom, and it's not as short as it seems, so you don't need to stress. And then after a while, you'll kind of figure out like the fastest routes to go throughout the school, or what books you need to bring along, like in case you don't have enough time. So it's really not as bad as you think.
I had Izzy in class. She asks questions all the time, so I know she's going to have something to talk about.
Okay, and then actually, I don't know what I was gonna say.
That was also a comment.
No. Like the first week and a half, like when you're finding like fastest like routes to classes or something else, your teachers are super lenient. Like that first 2 weeks of school, they're just like if you're late, it's not a big deal. Like you're not gonna get in trouble. So you have that like leniency. So I wouldn't be too worried about anything.
One question we did get on these yellow sheets of paper was, will my locker be near my friends? I can't guarantee that. Okay, there is no promise that your locker is going to be near your friends, but what I have heard from students is you actually start to get to know the people who are next to you on your lockers. Your locker will not stay the same all 4 years. You will move in different areas. You might be in the same hallway all 4 years. Might be. You shouldn't be, but you might. I have a student right now who's been in the G Hall 3 years in a row. Super unfortunate if you're in the G Hall 3 years in a row. But she's hoping to move out of that hallway. Okay, so it's not guaranteed you will be near your friends on that. Okay, another big popular question, lunch. Okay. Lunch here is broken up by 25-minute periods. So it's either 4th hour, 5th hour, 6th hour, 7th hour, or 8th hour. Okay? Some of you on your schedule might have a class that is 4-6, meaning your lunch will become 5th hour. So you will have a break in between your class to go to lunch, then you will go back to your class. Okay. Lunch during that 25-minute period should probably look a little bit like middle school. So who wants to talk about lunch? Well, everybody wants to talk about lunch. Okay, Sophia.
Before school starts in August, there's like that whole week where you go to the Frosh Fest and you get a week to walk your classes and get your schedule beforehand. And I think everyone does this. Like you send your schedule to all your friends, and there's got to be at least one person that's going to be in your lunch period, even if you don't know them that well, or you like post it on social media or whatever, and people will comment and be like, oh, I have this class with you, I have this class with you. And so it's good to like prep that beforehand so that you can plan to meet at a friend's locker or meet at someone's locker and you guys can walk to lunch together so you're not showing up worried that you're not going to find a table or not going to find friends or whatever.
Yeah, like Sophia said, you'll always like find people that you know in your lunch, and our cafeteria is kind of awesome. We have so many different options of different foods that you can get. It changes like every day, and it's really cool. And also, if you don't have like a lot of like friends that you want to sit with in the cafeteria, the library is also usually open for lunch, so you're allowed to go sit in there if you have work to do or need to print something out. You can go in there during your lunch period also.
I actually had friends in my lunch freshman through junior year, and then first semester senior year, I actually had nobody at all, and I sat in the library by myself. So it's not just freshmen; it will still happen to you probably like when you're.
Way to really like.
I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be people who like. There's probably gonna be one semester at least where you don't have all your best friends.
Did your counselor change your schedule though for lunch?
No, he actually did it. He did it. It was fine, and I like met people who were in the library that I didn't know were gonna be there in there before. But the point is that you'll always find someone. Like you're always gonna meet a new friend or meet an old friend, and you're always gonna have someone to sit with.
Sure.
So for you guys, I know how middle school you kind of have like that assigned seating component where like you usually like sit at the same table. You don't have that in high school, but I will say it's kind of like, it's like an unspoken rule a little bit. Like everyone kind of just goes back to the seat that they've been sitting at. Like you will catch on to where like first week probably is kind of random, but I would say like second week, third week, like it's just a consistent basis. You literally walk with your friends, sit down at the same spot you've been sitting, and like you'll notice around you, everyone else is in like the same boat. Like you will start to notice where people are sitting and stuff like that. And I'm not saying like it's forced every single time, but like that's just kind of one of the kind of spoken rules of like kind of it is a little bit assigned seating at lunch. Another fun thing is like during the spring, if it's super nice outside, it's first come first serve, but there's like 4 outside picnic tables right outside the lunchroom. You just walk out, sit there if it's super nice out. We also even have people like just sit on the sidewalk right outside, and it's super nice to have lunch outside because you don't get to go out for, I forget, do you guys get like recess during lunch or whatever, like to get to go outside? You guys get to go out, you get to go out in the parking lot, right? Yeah. You don't, yeah, you guys really, no recess anymore, but like, going outside for lunch is always a fun time, just with your friends and stuff like that.
Okay, so I have 2 more questions, so we're going to try to make them pretty quick, but I also have one that will seem kind of pressing, and I can answer pretty quickly for you. What are our phone regulations at Geneva High School, and are we allowed to use them during passing period? Yes, you are allowed to use them during passing period. Okay? Once you get into classrooms, in most rooms, there are cell phone lockers. So when you walk in, your teacher will have assigned you a number. You will place your cell phone into that little cubby area, and it is off limits during the period unless your teacher says you are allowed to use it. Okay? So, yes, during passing periods and lunches, you are able to use it. Otherwise, it should be kept away. So that answers your cell phone question. All right. Final 2 questions kind of go together. How much homework am I going to get as a freshman? And how challenging are finals for you? Do we all have these concerns? Okay. Everybody wants to talk about this one. I'm going to let Addie talk.
Okay,
Speed it up, people.
Okay, I think finals sound a lot more scary than they are. I know you probably had one in like Spanish or math or something this year, and I'm sure you studied a lot. And I know freshman year I studied, because we had them after winter break, I studied so much, and I realized that like you know a lot of it, so you don't need to spend like 2 whole days studying for math. Like you don't need to stress yourself out over it. Okay, but I feel like it depends on the class you take, but you don't need to be super stressed over it. It's really not as bad as it seems.
the homework aspect, it's all about the class that you take. So obviously honors classes, you're going to have more homework. It's an advanced class. I will say even just in normal classes, probably a little more homework than you're used to in middle school, especially because I know when I was in middle school, we had time to work on it in class. What I've noticed though is like teachers are doing kind of like the homework not is for a grade, it's kind of your own homework. So you take it home. If you're struggling with something, practice it. If you're not, you don't have to do it. But it also results to when your test scores come and you aren't doing well, then it probably is telling you to do the homework.
Anyone else? I haven't had Mohammed talk. No, I'm going to have Adam.
I think Blake covered it pretty well. It's all going to depend on the classes you take. I will say one thing. Try to balance yourself. You guys are going to be here for 4 years, obviously, unless you drop out, which I hope none of you do. But yeah, the overwhelming majority of you guys are going to be here for 4 years, so it's important to balance yourselves. Start on top. Mr. Rogers is going to talk about that in the coming months, but try and start on top. Start off your year well, but balance yourselves. Don't get involved in like 13 clubs if that's going to take up a lot of your time and you're taking a lot of honors classes. Try and get involved in 1 or 2 clubs that you really like, maybe even a sport, and take a few challenging classes, but try not to overwhelm yourselves. High school is about so much more than grades and homework. It's about the experience, and these are going to be 4 years that you guys are going to remember, so try not to overwhelm yourselves.
As far as finals go, I know that does sound really intimidating, like Maddie said, but if you guys pay attention in your classes and you do the work through the semester, come finals time, you're not really going to have to study a ton because you paid attention, you listened, you know the information. And I noticed that a lot in my years, so definitely don't zone out, don't not be present in class. Be present and you'll be fine on your finals.
Also, just a quick little thing to add. Before finals, we also have this thing called Coco Cram, and it's where you can go and get help from upperclassmen, and they can kind of help you out and tell you how your finals are going to be. If they had a teacher that you have them for that class, if they can help you out and tell you how it's going to be. And also, teachers are really understanding, and if you want to stay after school or going before school, they can always help you prepare also.
Okay, so that covers a lot of questions you might have had. Now, I have 4 names of people we ask questions from. So Cynthia Fair, Charlie Hatton, Charlie
C. Cervenka.
and Lucas Estrada Bravo. You are eligible for swag bags from us. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you are looking at everything as you go on your tour today. Joel has your swag bag. He's standing up front.
All right, here we go. Joel, here's what I have you do. Where are my 4 students that earned a prize? Joel's going to stand right over here. You 4 students, stand up now, down the aisles, over here to Joel. Come get your swag bag. Okay? Yeah, all right, the rest of you, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy your tour. Take it to the United States. Take care of every advantage. Don't forget about Viking Fest, August 13th. Don't forget your schedules. Come down the aisles. You're going to sweep out this way. To my left, your right. Exit stage left. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your tours. You're awesome. Way better than north. What, you're north?
Yeah, we're west.
You're south? Woo! We're south. Good job, everybody.
We still have middle school.
All right, welcome to Geneva Middle School North. You're going to sneak all the way, keep going all the way down here, guys. All the way down. We're going to fill these two middle sections up. So go to that far middle section, so just keep going. We're going to fill that one up first. We're going to fill that far middle section up. Joel, can I have you stand over there and point to these young people where to go? We're going to go right in that middle section right there. So stop them right there, Joel, and have them go up. Thank you so much. Keep moving in, Middle School North. Welcome back from your tours. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being patient. Counseling director. Way better looking now.
Two center sections, please. Two center sections.
We're going to stay in these two middle sections right here. Mr. Peruga over there is blocking traffic. Thank you, sir. You're pointing them up in the right direction. We're going to fill in these two middle sections. Welcome, Geneva Middle School North. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to fill these two middle sections up, please. Thank you so much. Go ahead. Let's not clog the toilet. Let's go up the aisles, please. Keep the flow moving. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I like that sweatshirt already. Go Redbirds.
Let's go. Yeah, we're taking seasons.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Geneva Middle School North. We're going to fill these two middle sections up. Hey!
You're only going to be here for a little bit. Just find a seat and sit down.
You want to come up here, Mr. Cookie? No? Welcome, 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 Geneva Middle School North. We're going to fill these two middle sections up. Go up any aisle and start filling up these sections. We can keep moving, keep the flow going. Watch out for the ladies in the front row. Watch their legs, no tripping. If you sit in the front two rows, that is the splash zone. That is the splash zone. Ponchos will be located under your seats. I'm just messing with you. I'm glad you look though. I am part of Blue Man Group. I have the hairstyle for it, and I love marshmallows.